Niobe was the queen of Thebes and the wife of Amphion, a talented musician and king. She was a daughter of Tantalus, the king of Sipylus, and a figure infamous for his own acts of defiance against the gods. With such a rich lineage, Niobe held a prominent place in Greek mythology, and her beauty, nobility, and influence added to her esteemed reputation. However, her life was defined not by her accomplishments or heritage but by the devastation wrought by her own hubris. Niobe and Amphion lived a life of grandeur and abundance in Thebes, surrounded by wealth, power, and the joys of family. They were blessed with a large and beautiful brood, consisting of numerous sons and daughters. Ancient texts vary in the exact number of their children, but most accounts suggest she had 14 in total, 7 sons and 7 daughters. Niobe's pride in her offspring was immense, and it was this maternal pride that ultimately led to her misfortune. Niobe's arrogance and hubris. Niobe's happiness was complete, and she took immense pleasure in her children, reveling in the joy they brought her. Her offspring were her pride and glory, and she often boasted about them to anyone who would listen. Her vanity grew unchecked, and she began to believe that her blessings made her superior even to the gods. In particular, Niobe dared to compare herself to Leto, the goddess and mother of the divine twins, Apollo and Artemis. Leto had endured great hardship when she gave birth to her children. Hera, the wife of Zeus, had been jealous of Leto's union with the king of the gods and had forbidden her from giving birth on solid ground. Leto wandered the earth in pain and suffering until she finally found refuge on the floating island of Delos, where she bore Apollo, the god of the sun and music, and Artemis, the goddess of the moon and the hunt. Despite her trials, Leto remained revered and respected among the Olympian deities, and her children held significant power and influence. However, Niobe did not respect Leto's legacy. Consumed by pride, she taunted the goddess, believing herself to be greater. "Why should people worship Leto," Niobe would boast, "when I have more children than she ever did? She has only 2, while I am blessed with 14. I am the superior mother, and my family is more deserving of honor and reverence." Her arrogance grew to the point where she demanded that the people of Thebes stop worshipping Leto and direct their prayers and offerings to her instead. Divine retribution. Leto was deeply angered by Niobe's insolence. As a goddess, she was not one to tolerate such blasphemy, especially from a mortal. Her heart ached with the insult, and she called upon her children, Apollo and Artemis, to exact revenge. The twins, known for their swiftness and precision, were more than willing to defend their mother's honor. They descended from Mount Olympus, carrying with them the divine judgment that would bring ruin to Niobe. Apollo and Artemis appeared in Thebes like a storm, invisible to the human eye but ready to unleash their fury. Apollo, the god of archery, took aim at Niobe's sons. One by one, he shot his arrows with deadly accuracy, and Niobe's sons fell lifeless to the ground. The laughter and shouts of joy that once filled the royal palace were replaced with the echoes of grief and despair. Amphion, heartbroken and unable to bear the loss of his sons, took his own life, leaving Niobe in even greater agony. Niobe's daughters, terrified and weeping, clung to their mother, but Artemis, equally merciless, took her turn. She drew her bow and released arrow after arrow, taking the lives of Niobe's beloved daughters. The palace, once a place of warmth and life, became a tomb of sorrow. The very essence of Niobe's pride, her children, was destroyed before her eyes, leaving her utterly broken. Niobe's descent into grief. Niobe's transformation from a proud, arrogant queen to a shattered, grieving mother was swift and brutal. She had lost everything that had once defined her, her children, her husband, and her sense of superiority. The weight of her loss was unimaginable, and she could not fathom the depths of her suffering. The gods had delivered a punishment so severe that it stripped her of all joy and left her with only sorrow. Niobe wandered through the empty halls of her palace, her tears flowing like an endless river. Her grief knew no bounds, and her once beautiful face became twisted with anguish. In her misery, she fled to Mount Sipylus, the land of her father, seeking refuge from the world that had become so cruel to her. But even there, her suffering did not end. Her heart was heavy with guilt and regret, and she mourned her children day and night, her cries echoing through the mountains. The final transformation. The gods, moved by her relentless sorrow, decided to put an end to Niobe's torment. They transformed her into a stone statue, one that still wept for her lost children. Her body turned to rock, but her tears continued to flow, forever marking the landscape of Mount Sipylus. In this form, she remained a monument to the dangers of pride and the devastating consequences of angering the divine. To this day, it is said that the weeping rock of Mount Sipylus still sheds tears, a natural spring flowing from the stone as a testament to Niobe's endless mourning. Her story serves as a warning to mortals to respect the gods and to remain humble in the face of their blessings. Niobe's tale is not only a tragedy of maternal loss but also a powerful reminder of the fragile nature of human pride. Legacy and interpretation. The myth of Niobe has been retold and reimagined throughout the ages, inspiring artists, poets, and scholars. Her story raises important questions about the role of the gods in human affairs and the consequences of divine retribution. Some interpretations view Niobe as a tragic figure, a mother whose love for her children led her to make foolish choices. Others see her as a cautionary example of hubris, a reminder that mortals must never place themselves above the gods. The image of Niobe, forever weeping for her children, has also been used as a symbol of grief and the enduring power of a mother's love. Her tears, which never cease, reflect the depth of her sorrow and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her children. In literature and art, Niobe is often depicted as a figure of great pathos, embodying both human frailty and the enduring pain of loss. The story also highlights the merciless nature of divine punishment in Greek mythology. The gods, though powerful and revered, were often portrayed as capricious and unforgiving. Leto's vengeance, carried out through her children, underscores the idea that the gods demanded respect and would go to great lengths to defend their honor. Niobe's fate serves as a reminder that even the most powerful mortals are at the mercy of the divine. Niobe's story is a timeless reminder of the dangers of pride and the importance of humility. Her transformation from a proud queen to a grieving stone is a powerful allegory for the fragility of human existence and the enduring pain of loss. The tale continues to resonate with audiences today, offering a glimpse into the complexities of Greek mythology and the profound consequences of defying the gods. Niobe's endless tears serve as a poignant symbol of love, loss, and the eternal mourning that defines her tragic legacy.